Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here giving you the Gold Plus Roundup. This is the monthly review of all the games with gold and the PlayStation Plus games that you got for free if you're a subscriber of those. We want to give you reviews in a very short time frame to let you know if these are worth your time, because time is money, and if you're paying for these but you're getting them for free, and it's kind of weird, you want to invest your time the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are the games that we got for free for July 2017.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start it with Until Dawn.
Yes, Until Dawn on PlayStation 4. One of my favorite games to come out recently. A choose-your-own-adventure, if you will, horror game where you play as a bunch of college kids and there's scary things happening. I don't want to give too much away in regards to the plot, but it's a very tropey horror story to an extent. It's great in regards to the storytelling and in regards to how it handles your choices that you make. The butterfly effect does work pretty well in this game, so I highly recommend it.
Next up, we have Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, which it's a Lego game. These are consistently pretty good. The character roster is not quite as strong as it is with like a Star Wars or like a Marvel game, but there are a lot of characters that are really fun. The actual jokes and the pirate jokes are wonderful. You kind of know what you're getting into whenever you start playing a Lego game, and so this is definitely one that you should pick up if you get a chance.
Yes, it's on 360, backwards compatible to your Xbox One, so totally worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah. A game that I'd probably skip, though, is Tokyo Jungle. This is just really weird. I don't know if you guys... I don't know, if you really want to get into something weird, then play it. Maybe choose your own substance and play it. But I don't think the gameplay in this was tight enough to warrant a good rating for me. Wasn't my bag.
And this is going to be one of the rare instances where we disagree.
Yeah.
I think Tokyo Jungle is weird enough to be a lot of fun. And because you earn new creatures every once in a while, you get to play different game types. Because when you're going from you play one game as prey until you die, and then you get to go as a predator.
Yes.
And the whole world looks different every time you go in with a different character.
Agreed.
So, whichever one of our opinions spoke to you, go check it out.
Go check it out. One thing that is similar to that in a way is Runbow on the Xbox One. And the reason that I say that is because the perspective changing in this is a 2D platformer, but when the color changes in regards to the background, platforms may or may not be there anymore. So it makes it really interesting. You have to keep playing in a aggressive manner to make sure that you grab things that you want to grab, or you wait for the color cycle to come up. And playing through this, it was fun. It was interesting. It added a different level of complexity to a platformer, and I thought it was kind of refreshing. It was definitely fun. I would check it out if you love platformers. Yeah.
So what if you like growing platforms?
If you like growing platforms, then you probably want to play Grow Up. We played Grow Home before. Grow Up is the sequel to that, and this continues in the what they set up with Grow Home, where you being able to grow and create these different platforms, and the verticality in this is just beautiful. So I would definitely pick that up if you enjoy those types of games.
Elemental, or Element 4L, was out for Vita, and I believe PS3 as well. It is a serene adventure, or at least it's meant to be. The only problem is that the way that your blob controls. You have different elements, and different elements will do different things. If you have the ice element and you run into fire, then you'll turn into liquid and you can dribble down through things. It was an interesting concept, but in actual application, the timing of different things was very unforgiving. Like, one of the things is after you fail the challenge 2 or 3 times, then it'll be like, well, here, let's show you how it's done. Even after I knew exactly how it was supposed to be done, and I had a repeating version of the character doing the thing, a lot of times I still couldn't do it. Because the recharging of the ability to shift states from lava to rock to ice to air it just really didn't work well. It felt like an experiment that didn't quite get the polish it needed to be truly finished.
Gotcha. I would also skip Darkstalkers Resurrection if you want to skip some games on PlayStation 3. This is known as Vampire Resurrection in Japan. One thing that I really didn't like about this, because it is a fighter, but what I didn't like about it is the way that the controls work. It's very, to me, there's a lot of crazy stuff that'll come up. I didn't realize how I did it, but at the same time, it's kind of like Killer Instinct was, where you button mash like crazy and you can win. And I don't like fighting games where literally just button mashing through everything gets a victory.
Yeah.
So I'd skip it unless you really like fighting games. I don't know, give it a shot.
If you really like exploding fruit, Don't Die, Mr. Robot could be for you, or maybe not. Again, it's one of those indie games that feels like a student project. Yeah. You run into fruit and it explodes and it can create chains and you can blow up more enemies and pick up coins. The remix chamber was really the only fun part of the game for me. There's like 3 or 4 different modes. There's the arcade mode, the time trial and stuff, but like the remix, each level would kind of change the rules, and you would be going for, okay, can you get a 15 chain? Can you get explosions if the cherries are all poison? So that part was better than the rest.
Yeah.
But the controls are also really hard because your robot is either going full speed or not moving at all. And with a precision game like this, you really need to have better control over the robot. So I would go ahead and skip this one.
Not tight enough. So one game that I wouldn't skip if you were an adult is Kanan Lunch 2. I really enjoyed this when I played it the first time. Going back into it is great. Kanan Lunch is it's not quite Trevor levels of psychopath, but it's pretty brutal. Very violent game. I really enjoyed Kanan Lunch 2 for that type of mayhem. So if you enjoy that over the top aspect of crime, then go for that. If GTA is not graphic enough for you, go play Kanan Lunch 2 and it'll fix your problem. Speaking of graphic things, we also got Game of Thrones Telltale series, which isn't as graphic as the TV show, but I really like the way that they told additional stories with familiar characters or familiar houses from the TV show that I don't think detracted from the show. I don't think that I know that some Game of Thrones scholars may disagree with me, but I thought that it enhanced a lot of characters, or let them shine in ways that they may or may not have shown on there. But again, Telltale being able to tell a story and letting you make decisions whether or not someone dies, who you go to save, is really cool on that. So if you like Game of Thrones, I'd check that out just to get more Thrones, because more Thrones is always good.
Exactly. And then a bonus game that they kind of threw at us this month it's called That's You, and it's supposed to be kind of like a Jackbox game. I was able to play it a little bit by myself, but we really feel that this is a game that needs to be played in a group, and so we're going to wait until we have the opportunity to play it in an ideal environment. So we will have that review for you next month.
Exactly.
But until then, let us know in the comments what you played, if you would recommend any of these higher than we did, lower than we did, and we will see you next month.
See you later, guys.